I get an email and it just says Warrior. And I'm like, what the? And it said, your gym. And I'm like, what is this, right? So I open it and it says, hey, Brandon, Warrior here, formerly known as the Ultimate Warrior. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on, right? I'm like, someone's fucking with me, right? So I'm like reading it and he's talking about how he has this idea for this show and he wants to like have like bands and actors and other wrestlers.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, sorry.
Yeah. I just didn't want to interrupt your thing.
He wants to have like stuff like that, and he wants to like wake them up early and teach them the ways of like hard work and how important the gym is and physical fitness for like longevity and like entertainment, basically, right?
Mm-hmm. Which is by the way,
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And it's like the thing was, I'll go into why I think it failed, but it was like one of that things. So he's telling me about this, and he says, I follow your gym on Facebook, and I really like what you're doing. And oddly enough, Ash Advelson is going to be the producer of this show. And then I find out that he also books your band. So it naturally feels, okay, we're here. So he wanted to book a couple like shoots there. So I'm like, I wrote him back. I was like, what the fuck do I even like say?
Right.
I just wrote back, I'm like, amazing to meet you. Like, I'm 100% into whatever you need. So we went back and forth with some more emails. And first it was like, he wanted me to help him with like the programming, like the workout programming for these like bands. And I'm like, sure. So I like work out these programs to where it would like be very easy, but also very hard for these bands. Cause these bands like, come on, like, no. So
they didn't work out like we used to back in the van.
No. So
they didn't have the weights that we had in the trailer. True story. True. We had both of our bands had weights in the trailers.
We had a good setup on tour. So like, so finally I'm like, okay, we set on the date, and first day we go through like a meetup date and kind of go through like how we're gonna shoot it and this and that. And he's like he's pretty intense, but like in like a weird, quiet, sit back in the room, I'm gonna kill you type of intense.
Oh, like a serial killer.
Like a serial killer, yeah. So like, and I'm like, dude, this dude's, but he's very like nice.
Yeah.
Brandon, thank you so much. Like, thank you so much for letting us use your gym, this and that, like blah, 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 blah. And then it's like kind of peels back into the back a little bit. And I'm like, fuck, man, this dude's like really like, he's either like harvesting something or he's like really just like very balanced in how he delivers, right?
Right.
And so we're going over all this stuff, and we spent all this time going over like what we're gonna do for the show. Fast forward. I'll just fast forward because really the in between that doesn't even really matter. But fast forward, the show's happening, we're filming. All of the stuff we worked on just immediately thrown out the window. This dude, when the fucking camera turned on, I've never seen anybody in my fucking life turn into like a complete different human being.
Yeah.
And it was like, holy fucking shit.
That's what Danny said too. Danny said like when the camera's up, it wasn't
the video, when you go watch this video, that was first take shit.
Yeah.
He just, cameras on, and he was just like, 53 years. And I'm just like, oh my fuck, this is the fucking Ultimate Warrior in my fucking gym, like doing his fucking thing.
So cool.
And I'm like, he's scaring the fuck out of these kids.
Of course he is. He's a fucking massive man too.
First it was Icy Stars, man, and they were so fucking young at the time. Yeah. They were so fucking young. And I'm looking at these kids and I'm like, oh my God, like he is.
They probably didn't even know who the fuck he was.
They didn't even know who he was.
Yeah.
They did it because Ash told them to. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious.
And I was just like, oh my God. So I'm glad I didn't really need to help. I was just there to kind of monitor and set things up and stuff like that, because just stepping back and watching the fucking chaos that just came out of this guy, I was just like, oh my God, like this is brilliant.
Yeah.
I get it now. And I had such a deeper respect for already having a huge respect for wrestling. The fact that he chose Rise Above Fitness, like my fucking, out of all the fucking gyms to do this at, like what? Like that's crazy. And yeah, so we wrapped with all that kind of stuff. I think the dudes in Asking were like super drunk when they were there.
Yeah.
One of them had a bottle of wine with him.
Danny.
Yeah.
Danny was the one that showed
Yeah.
it. We talked about this on the episode. You can go back and watch it. But yeah, he was, and I was like, how much of it, because I was asking him, I'm like, how much of that was shoot and how much of it were you placing shit
I think they were fucking legit fucked up. Right?
I wouldn't surprise me. We've known those guys forever.
Yeah. And I remember like watching him come in the gym with it. I'm like, fuck, is he really gonna? I'm like, fuck, that's like, he's gonna lose his mind on that.
Yeah.
I'm like, but it gave him like ammunition for that episode.
It made for a great episode.
It was a fucking great episode. But yeah, so I'll go through my warrior stories. Let's just get this. Let's get this.
Let's
done.
fucking. Wait.
Let's go.
I'm gonna add a little something to my seltzer here.
It's
This is how you do a crossfade in a
really
pint
nice.
glass.
I don't even like IPAs. That's really good.
That's the Four Sons Drinks with Johnny IPA, and then this is the Four Sons Seltzer, and then I add a little bit of THC to the seltzer, and now you got yourself a nice little crossfade.
Okay.
But let's not teach the kids how to do that.
And then you add this shit, and then you add just a drop of this thing from this vial.
Yeah.
Like, okay, fucking whatever.
This is actually delicious because it's a watermelon seltzer that they make. It's not. I made a seltzer with them too, but this one is not that. But you add like a lemonade strawberry THC that you can get at the dispensary to it, and it's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome. Anyways, back to the Ultimate Warrior.
Nothing fucking matters. So 2 days of chaos with this dude, right? And I'm just like blown away. And at the end of it, it's like as soon as they wrapped, it's like it just went boom, and he just went back down to earth. And he comes up to me and he goes, "We really haven't had much time to talk." And I'm like, "Well, we kind of did, like doing production shit." And he's like, and he's just like, other than like working on stuff. And he's like, "I'm sorry about just not really following anything. I just kind of went on my own thing." I'm like, "Dude, that was genius. I fucking love it." And
a warrior's burp. A warrior's burp.
Warrior's ale.
That's going to be our next line. We're going to go warrior's ale. In homage.
For real. So he goes, "Brandon, like, I know you're a fan. Like, let's talk. What do you want to know?" And I'm like, "Dude, what do I want to know?"
Oh yeah, how much time you got, buddy?
I'm like, "Dude." So I learned a lot about him as the man and how much struggle they went through. He was like, "Dude, like I lived in my car for like a year," and he was like, "I would sleep with women because I needed a bed to sleep in that night. Like I would eat cans of tuna." You know what I mean? Like they were bottom level,
Right.
And so kind of learning about like his thing. He owned a gym in New Mexico for a while, a couple gyms out there. And we talked about just his journey and stuff. And he was very like humble. But then I got to the whole like, all right, dude, like how did you start running out to the ring?
Yeah.
So some of the stuff I'm going to say, some of the stuff is like pretty like rated R in this.
Hey,
whatever. It's fucking. This is real life, and this is a story that he told me.
Yeah.
So I don't remember what WrestleMania it was, but it was the one where they came out in the carts. Not WrestleMania 1, was it?
They did it at 1 and 2, I believe.
Maybe it was 2 because I don't think Ultimate Warrior was in WrestleMania 1.
He wasn't in 1 or 2, actually. I mean, he might have been in 2.
It was some event. He said it was some event where they had carts going out to the.
They've done it a few times. Okay. I know what you're talking about. Like you can go back.
It was some event where they were doing the carts, and he's like telling the story. And he's like, like I'm in my backstage room, and I'm just kind of like getting my thing. There's like fans and stuff, but just didn't really come into my own yet. And he's like, we're playing cards, we're doing a bunch of fucking blow, and I'm like, and he just goes off. And he's like, everybody did so many drugs. I can't believe there wasn't heart attacks. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, now I'm looking at dudes. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. So, but like, he's just like, yeah, we're getting ready for the show, right? And I'm like, cool. And he's all, then I hear Vince go, "Warrior, get in the fucking cart, get the fuck out on the stage." And he's like, I was just so fucking mad that I just walked out and I looked at the cart and I looked at Vince and I go, "I'm not getting in that fucking cart." And Vince goes, "Warrior, you get in that fucking cart, you're fucking done." And Warrior goes, "I'm not getting in that fucking cart. I'm gonna fucking run to the stage." And he took off, he booked, and he ran to the stage. Midway through, the lights got him and started following him. And I guess the crowd just erupted.
Yeah.
And then he went up on the stage and did the fucking rope shake and did his fucking thing, and the crowd was just erupting. He hadn't done that shit yet. And goes back after the match and Vince goes, "You're running every fucking time. We'll get a song for it. You're gonna have your own song. You're gonna have all that shit." And that's how it kind of became.
That's cool.
Because I'm like, how did you start running out to the ring?
Because no one else was doing that.
No, and he's like, I didn't want to go in the cart.
That was it.
So I fucking ran.
That's so rad. That's so rad.
So that was the coolest thing. That was like the coolest thing. That's exactly what I want to know. But great opportunity. It was, it sucked when he, passed.
Right.
I have in my gym like a cool, like signed, like Warrior poster. I have photos somewhere of us.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, man.